Hey, everybody. Thank you. We're in Englewood. Hey, Clinton. And the Popo is in the house. So we're here tonight to address City Council. I have my speech prepared to ask City Council if they went into executive session to get some legal advice on the litigation that their stupid employee by the name of Ian Griffin is attempting to pursue with the highest level of court in the state of Colorado, the Colorado Supreme Court, through the Attorney Regulation Council. And look who we have here. Look who's in the house.
What's up,
it's
guys?
Denver Metro Audits. Right on. Fresh face for a fresh good time.
That's right. So I was planning on a good time, you know.
Yeah, good
Every time
time.
you're hanging out with Regan's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Adventure, at least.
Government. Don't we love them? So we're going to give the City Council here a chance. We're going to see how they respond to this. Englewood has a different type of format for their public comment. If you sign up in advance, you get 5 minutes. If you sign up on the day of the meeting, you get 3 minutes. City Council says it's not a time for dialogue, but on occasion you will hear them ask questions for clarification. We'll see if that happens. Here's Allied Security, and this dipshit still has his job. Here's the one that wanted to meet me outside. Said, meet me outside when I'm out of my uniform. Hey, you little bitch. Yeah, the brave guy. Right, the brave guy. And this guy, he's redeemed himself fairly well. We'll see how he continues to do his job or not. Then we have friends here. We've got Shits and Giggles. We've got Johnny Bravo, and we've got Blind Man Audits. Hey, fellas, thanks for being here.
What's up?
So their city council meeting is in the same. Oh, they got the cops running security tonight. Yeah, we know this guy. He's been on camera before. Smith, I think is his name.
It doesn't matter if he's okay with it. This is what I was talking about. Yeah,
Hello?
Yeah, that's what this area. I know.
So once we go through security, we're bound to stay in here unless we want to repeatedly go through security. Is that correct?
So, yeah, you gotta pass the metal detector, so all your metal items have to be left in the box.
And this is no, you're not a sergeant.
No.
You're a corporal. What are you? With the Englewood Police Department?
Officer.
You're just a police officer.
I'm a police officer.
What's with your stripes?
That's a MPO position, a master police officer position.
Master police officer in Englewood, because he's been here so long. Officer Smith. We've had some fairly sarcastic interactions in the past, but so we got this guy. Look, he's peeking through. This is the guy that wanted to meet me outside of his uniform. Here he is.
Let's go talk to him.
Yeah, let's hang out here for a while. We got these.
Everything is funny over here.
Oh, and so yeah, the other guy that was with him still has his job. He carries a gun.
Hello there.
How are you? I'm good. It's good to see you.
As always.
Thank you. We like him. That's Dwight. It's Dwight, correct? Dwight. I think it's Dwight. He doesn't want people to really know his name, but he's actually he does a fairly good job. These two, on the other hand, they got some.
Does my uniform presentable? Shoes tied.
I'll say you don't look like a slob. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Feeling like a man today or what?
Do I feel like a man?
You feeling like a man today?
I think I am a man. So.
Oh, did somebody tell you not to engage?
You gotta think about it, you're a little boy.
You had to think about that
Yeah.
last one.
So you're a man that wants to meet her outside? Is that
This
what
one, this
you're
one
saying?
right
This
here.
guy.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
your facts right. My bad, bro. Yeah, you're not.
So you're the one, are you a man?
There's a whole video on it.
The one who wants to meet my friend outside? You wanna fight a woman?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Huh? Nothing to say now, huh? You're not so tough now, are you, bud? Trying to fight a woman, man, you're a clown, bud. Meet me outside, man, what's wrong with you? Another allied universal clown here. This is where our tax dollars go to, guys. Look at this guy.
Background noise.
Wants to meet Regan outside, he said, after a shift.
And he tried to slam my hand in the door,
Oh,
pulling the
right.
door shut.
Oh,
He
yeah.
shouldn't even have a
Anyone
job.
know.
The
I'm
bottom
happy
line
with that.
is, he shouldn't even have a
Anytime
damn
you ready,
job.
big dog.
And look at him
I'm
smirking.
ready, I'm down for that shit. It's my cup of tea. I like that.
You enjoy the power trip,
I
don't
like
you?
testing those nuts.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
like quiet all of a sudden now.
BMA.
Wink, wink.
Cool, man, we'll just
Oh, you're.
let it sit right here on this guy.
Of course.
It's funny, man, you're all tough and the woman, she's
Yeah,
by
no, there's
herself.
a public egress right here.
You're so tough now,
I'm
bud.
gonna ask him nothing, to be honest.
He's a nice guy, so he was just making sure.
No, you didn't
He's just a
ask
nice
him
guy.
that.
So he's just making sure you're okay? Like the day you were following
He
me?
was just making sure he could pass through. So I said, yeah, go ahead, bro. Like, it wasn't. So what he did like that.
No, okay. Where's Denise at? Denise should be here tonight, not you guys.
Why should she be here?
Where's your supervisor?
She went home.
She went home, so you have no supervisor here tonight?
I mean,
What happens if you really step in it?
step in what?
Step in the doo-doo.
I don't know, I guess I'll call the other supervisor. We got multiple people.
So you have a supervisor here tonight?
Not here.
Not here.
There has to be, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they just rely on the cops to try to be their supervisor. So that's why they got the cop in there.
Good shot. Shot turn a little bit.
Go ahead and smile, sir. I see you over here, you gonna smile, and when you have. His middle name is Gap, so.
Allied does blow 9 out of 10 times.
Hey, where the fuck did you go to high school?
Now, this is the GE job, this is the GE job. GE job, for sure.
Hey, Amanda, thanks for being in here tonight.
Like, what did you do for work? What is your business? What is your business? Something you don't ever do. What? Something you don't ever sit with your mom? That's what we're doing. Like, what's y'all business? You're looking at this.
He's a little boy, he got to resort to the mama jokes, bro. The mama jokes, son, come on now.
That's the clock, son. Nobody punches the clock, son. You're the one that punches the clock. You're the only one. Make sure you take your lunch break on time, and make sure you punch in at the time you are required.
Don't mess up with your time punches.
So we can get under that, buy your tax, gauge your income tax, buy them rims, and all that. Shit, are you trying to give me a hard time for a break? Like, I'm confused. Would you rather me be out in the street?
No, man, we're trying to give you a hard time because you're following our friend around, right?
Did I?
You're following her.
Yeah, you were following. I went up and checked on her and left her alone the rest of the time. She didn't see me the rest of that time.
Why do you check on people?
That's not true.
Why?
That absolutely is not true. You are being dishonest now.
You see me later on that day. We could go through that video. I got the video too now. So.
What are you doing with the video?
What am I doing with it? It's everywhere.
Oh, yeah?
Wait, what
Put it
video?
on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
You got-
right.
You got a video from that day? Shit, we'd like to request it then. You ain't supposed to be on the clock recording people.
Yep.
If you would listen,
Keep him talking.
you would hear that I didn't say.
Keep
I-
him talking.
You recorded that on your time? You know, if you would have been a real man, you would have had your homie, you would have checked him. talking about, what if I would've told your sister that, meet me outside, what would you do?
Checked who? I wasn't even around.
He was not around at the
I told-
time he said
But
that.
when you
He
know,
wasn't.
But,
I have
but
no
you
idea.
knew that,
But
you
he
knew
was
that.
around.
But you know what the deal is.
Look at him
I
giggling,
was gone.
coming out
But you know
giggling.
what the deal is.
This gun carrier, giggling. This one's a little bitch right here. Watch him. Look at him.
Sure you got bitch face over there. This
Yep.
over here, Biggie's
On his phone, carrying a gun.
Yeah. Oh, he's the guy who's outside smoking and all
Yeah.
that? Okay.
That's what you are, bro.
Yep.
Professional.
That's what you are, man. You're all the ones hiding behind cameras and shit.
Hiding behind
Hiding?
the camera?
Look at you hiding behind the cameras.
We're right here. We're right here. If we were hiding behind cameras, we wouldn't be
This is
here.
Allied Universal's finest right here. Look how professional they are, guys. See, I don't have to be professional because I'm not in my official
That's right.
capacity, but you are, right?
That's right.
So you're paid with tax dollars. You have to be professional, man.
How am I not being
And that
professional? I'm asking
you're
all
sitting
the
there telling us we're hiding behind a camera. You think that's
you are.
professional? Yep, yep. That's professional right there.
Shit.
Shit. Oh, you're
Oh yeah,
cussing?
shit. Here we go
Cussing
again
now,
with
bud.
the shit.
That's professional, huh?
Shit,
Cussing.
bro. Shit.
local language policy.
You just don't fucking get it, do you?
Look at you.
You don't fucking get it.
Look at you.
You don't
Look at
fucking.
you. You don't
You
get it.
still don't
You
fucking
don't
get
get
it, you fucking
You
clown.
don't
Well,
get
see,
it.
that's so disrespectful. Y'all don't even have to do all that shit. Like,
That shit, all that shit, bro. All that shit like, meet me outside when I'm out of my uniform. That's disrespectful, bro. Shit.
fuck out of my face.
Get the fuck out of my face. Get the fuck out of my face. Go back in your fucking closet and stay in there.
You right, Master. I got you. I'm so sorry, Master.
Yeah, that's right. Kick rocks, bud.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Master.
Kick rocks.
Oh, you need reparations now? You need reparations
I'm
for
so
being
sorry.
a
I'm
fucking
so sorry, Master.
thug?
I'm
You
so
need
sorry, Master.
reparations
I'm
for
so
being a
sorry,
thug?
Master. I'm so sorry,
You
Master.
fucking. Go hide behind.
Coward in a clown suit, guys.
One more stop I'd like to make is down in the library because, get this, when I was here, Mike Smith, the fire marshal, I went to go try to have a conversation with him about them blocking an emergency exit, and he wasn't available. So some of our followers reached out because they had more time. And they got responses from Mike Smith, the fire marshal. And he was very responsive and said that exit is no longer blocked. So let's go check it out. We can just, let's see, wait a minute. I think we'll have to go,
Is that entrance open down there right now?
the library is not open, so we can't get to the other side unless we go down the stairs over here. They put their backpacks on, they're leaving.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
Yeah.
You gonna wait? Yeah. I get out at 7:30.
Here he is, challenging into a fight.
Ah, you got it. Boy, I'm fucking my.
This fucking Allied security is a trip, man.
You got a threat? Move on to the front, bro. You blocked me. You blocked me. Move, you blocked me, boy. It's not right policy. Move.
That's it.
She will.
Keep breaking overnight, you're calling on work.
I brought her state.
Complaints and then you go sit here looking for a new job. Bed. Getting full unemployment for gross negligence and you're messing around with people. Bed.
You the one messing with me.
He's gonna talk, man. Shit.
Take that shit, you're supposed to.
Talking about you following women around and talking about you wanna meet them outside, you and your friend over
Yeah,
there.
you know she just said that.
No, it's not.
So what the hell?
You talking to a woman?
Alex,
Now you're gonna try to beat a
His
woman?
name's Alex,
Morning, guys.
Alex, that's what they are.
this one.
We can find that, all that info. We just wanna find the Alex.
Bye, Alex.
Shut your mouth, go to work.
Mr. Gath.
Shut your mouth, go to work. And stay out.
I'll come out soon, all right?
I'll come out.
I, however, am not going out there because I need to go see what's going on with this library exit. Before the meeting starts.
And one of the big people who's speaking tonight, the second public speaker, you'll see. One thing.
Blind man, you want to come with me? We'll go check out this library, or do you want to wait?
I'll come with you.
All right. Let's just take the elevator over here.
Yeah.
We don't have to do this other set of stairs. Here comes DNA. So the meeting starts in 15 minutes. Again, we're here on the topic of Ian Griffin and his malicious prosecution. We're just gonna, it's quarter till. What time, really? Is there something wrong with my watch?
Yeah, it's like 6 minutes.
Oh dear, it is 6:54. Okay. Yes. I guess my solar powered watch isn't really doing its job. Camera.
Are you the press?
We are the press.
Yes, we are.
Cameras galore. Hey, whoever put that $2 super chat in here, thank you very much. So I got a call today about Jesse. Jesse is now in the care of the mortuary, so that's really good news. Now we wait for the coroner to sign the death certificate, and then the cremation will take place. I'm hopeful that's going to happen this week. I want to bring Jesse home. I really do. All righty. So here we go through security. Excuse me. Sure.
All right, time to come in.
Time to come in.
Hold the camera for you. There you go.
Is that okay?
That's perfect. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everything all right?
You mind if I look in there and just make sure there's nothing dangerous?
Go ahead.
All righty. Oh, there's nothing in there.
Yep.
Okay, come on through.
Okay.
And don't worry about it. That cane's metal, isn't it?
Okay.
fine.
All right.
Okay. Fall over. You got some metal on you though still?
You wanna take this thing off?
Is that a smartwatch?
No, it's a wood watch, it's actually made of wood.
Oh, okay. Good price.
And I do have the battery on that, so. Should be it.
All right. So right away, span. Yeah, just turn off. That'll do. Thanks.
I just want to shake your hand. Yes, camera.
Hello again.
Hello to you too.
Alex, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We've been fighting them a long time,
Yeah.
so we're like good teammates.
Yep, they like to fight, that's for damn sure.
Ready?
I think so.
We were gonna stay home tonight.
And you came out for this?
Oh, yeah, to support you.
Thank you.
Because we're tired, but we're like, no, we'll be here.
Thank you very, very much. Supporters watching the channel, figuring out what's going on.
Hi. I am now.
How's it going, guys? I'm glad you're here.
Well, thank
Let
you.
everybody else, you know,
Thank you. We appreciate that. We're just coming to exercise our First Amendment rights.
That's what I'm here for.
Excellent. That's
Because
what
they
we
tell me-
like.
They tell me I can't come in here and let somebody sign a petition that I've got.
Interesting.
The law states it right here. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Right to free speech could not be denied in public areas.
Uh-huh. And this is a
Keep it
public
up.
forum.
Keep it up.
So they can't say I've got to go out in the parking lot. This is a public forum here.
Keep it up.
And that's because I've got a petition here.
What's this
Okay.
petition for?
See the
The
cover
right to
here?
the city as concerned constituents to initiate a referendum on the city council's decision to allow the Sands development upcoming without the following infrastructure issues that were not considered to include an independent updated traffic density study, independent updated noise quality study, and independent contamination study due to an underground diesel tank formerly being on the site prior to Sam's ownership and it not being completely cleaned up as testified to this council. That is very much
That's loaded, and that's what they went ahead and set this on.
Uh-huh.
But the only thing they put in here was traffic. They did not put
Interesting.
the other in there. Interesting.
I am
isn't it,
very
how
glad you are exercising your ability and
constitutional rights. Now, the other thing, you're gonna hear them sit there and say, I cannot name a city council member.
Oh,
by name,
interesting.
Because that's in their bylaws. No, excuse me, this is a public forum and I'm up using my constitutional rights to talk, so I can name any one of you, as long as I'm not constituting or trying.
well, this meeting's going to
create-
get saucy tonight. Are you on the 3-minute or the 5-minute?
I got the
public
3
comment
minutes.
tonight?
I've been on the 5 minutes for 6 months.
Interesting. This is going to be a saucy meeting.
Where do you wanna go sit? You wanna sit up front?
Yeah, we always like to sit up front, don't we?
All right, thank you, everyone. We are now back. I call this meeting to order. If you're able to do so, please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
So I don't want to happen again.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You got it.
All right, good evening. Member Anderson. Present. Member Newingham. Member Russell. Present. Member Turnbull.
Present.
Member Wink. Member Woodward.
Present.
Mayor Sarah.
present.
All 6 members present and 1 absent, and 1 absent is Councilmember Wink.
Thank you.
6 members present, 1 absent.
April 17, 2023. Any corrections?
Seeing none, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from April 17th?
There's the city attorney,
Thank you, Member Woodward.
the city manager,
Thank you, Member Anderson. Can we please vote?
and the deputy city
Member
manager.
Anderson. Member Dinningham. Member Russell.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Ward.
Aye.
Member Woodward.
Aye.
Mayor Sierra.
Aye.
Five Kutchow, 6 ayes.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 6, we have two appointments, communications, proclamations, recognition. We have two here tonight, and I'll go ahead and read them both. First up is the proclamation for Public Service Week. Whereas Americans are served every day by public service at the federal, state, county, and city levels, who supply continuity to our democratic society. And whereas public employees and community volunteers serve in areas such as health, education, public arts, public safety, the arts, the environment, finance, infrastructure, human resources, community planning, recreation, and more. Whereas many public servants, including military personnel, first responders, healthcare workers, and others risk their lives every day in service of the people of the United States. Whereas the over 700 full-time, part-time, and seasonal employees of the city of Englewood are committed to exhibiting the highest standards of professional excellence, creativity, skill, and customer service. And whereas the dedicated elected officials, board and commission members, and volunteers play roles in developing, analyzing, and advising on policy, and are integral to the advancement of the quality of life enjoyed by citizens of Englewood. And now therefore be it proclaimed that I am Daniel Sierra, Mayor of the City of Englewood, and the City Council hereby proclaim Public Service Recognition Week as the first week of May in the City of Englewood.
Public Service Recognition Week, the first week of May.
Public service.
That's me, public servant.
Thank you for
I should
that.
be getting an
And I'll move
award
on
tonight.
Now to the proclamation for National Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Whereas Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage
Does
Month
anybody
is
have
May to celebrate
city
and
council
introduce the contributions of Asian
contact
Pacific
information
Americans
for
to
Englewood?
American history, society, and culture.
Please put it in the chat
And whereas
for those of you that wish to
Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage
redress
Month
government.
originated as a congressional bill in June
No
29,
threats.
1977.
Ask questions, get
On March
answers.
28, 1979, President Carter issued Presidential Proclamation 4650, proclaiming the week beginning on May 4, 1979, as Asian Pacific American Heritage Week. And whereas on May 1st, 2009, President Obama issued Presidential Proclamation 8369, proclaiming May 2009 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And whereas Asian Americans and Pacific Islander men and women are leaders in all aspects of American life, such as government, science, medicine, industry, military service, the arts,
Thank you,
education, and
Amanda.
sports. And whereas we recognize the significant contributions, accomplishments, and leadership of generations of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders to our country, the state of Colorado and the city of Englewood, as we continue to work to create a more supportive, inclusive, and equitable community that fully embraces all individuals of Asian descent. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I am Daniel Sierra, Mayor of the City of Englewood, and the City Council hereby proclaim May 2023 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the City of Englewood. Thank you very much to our DEI committee as well as everyone for putting these proclamations together. So thank you.
City clerk over there,
Moving
Stephen
on to
Carlisle.
agenda item
Excellent,
7, we have
excellent
ready
city
to
clerk.
public comment. The deadline to sign up to speak for scheduled public comment is Wednesday by 5 p.m. prior to the meeting for the city clerk's office. This is an opportunity for the public to address city council. There is an expectation that the presentation will be conducted in a respectful manner. Council may ask questions for clarification, but there will not be any dialogue. Please limit your presentation to 5 minutes. And I still do ask that members of the public, we will be obviously taking public comment. We want to make sure that you stay respectful during this time. If there are any outbursts outside of your 5 minutes, I may ask you to be removed from city council chambers. So with that, I'll go ahead and go to the first speaker. It's Marcy Brown, an Englewood resident here to address council. Good evening, Ms. Brown. If you could just state your name and your address or property.
I'm next. I'm on the agenda.
And I'd like to start off by saying, I received this in the mail. It's a flyer. And what it says on here is that they want to run a house, right? They're developers. They're called Couple 18. And they want to scrape my house, which would be affordable, for a regular family, and right, this council is all about affordability. So what they want to do is buy my house, and then they put a glossy finish in front where it's duplex. So they're gonna scrape my house, build a duplex, and for each side, they will be asking $1,139,000. So can you see how this does not make sense with your affordability plan?
Wow.
Honestly, common sense tells you that developers want to scrape my house to buy it. So you're looking at the bulk plan, and I've spoken to a few of you, and you haven't said anything about doing anything with the bulk plan. And darn it, I want it back to 12 feet. I'm tired of my neighborhoods being busted up by these developers. I have 2 duplexes going on in my block right now. They block our streets, and they block our alleys. And these heavy cement trucks are coming down, right down our alleys. And our alley is a mess, thanks to the developers. And if you don't stop this now, don't talk to me about affordability or the citizens. You've got to do something about the bulk plan, and I want it down to 12 feet, and I'm tired of talking about it up here. And if you don't want to do it, then that's up to you. And then you still talk about affordability. And the last city council, you said, oh, let's make ADUs in R1 and put them in R1, put them in R2, but make them short-term rentals. How in the world is that common sense? I mean, tell me, because I thought ADUs were supposed to be affordable for people. Now you put them in short-term rentals when you can't even control the STRs that are already here. Makes no sense to me. I just wish people had common sense that represent us. And then I read somewhere in an article that one of you gave to, I believe it was Channel 7, that said, oh, the recalls are going to cost the taxpayer thousands of dollars. Well, let me remind you of something. You have cost the taxpayers thousands of dollars of money. You have increased the density, you have increased our water bills, you have increased our property taxes, you have increased crime, you have increased homelessness, you have increased traffic accidents, and then you chase our businesses off. How does that make sense? The stores I like to shop at, they're wrong. Because you don't make it affordable for them to stay here. Now, I've spoken to some of those employees, and they said they cannot stay here because of the crime. They can't make a profit off the crime. Now, whether that's true or not, that's what I was told. And so I would ask you to really consider, because I have a stack of these at home. I think everybody that owns a home in R2 has a stack of these. And I'm tired of them. And if you cannot understand that affordable homes are being scraped in order to put up these duplexes that sell for over $1 million, then somebody's missing something, and I think it's up there, not back here. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Any questions for Mr. Council? Actually, Ms. Red, I have a question for you. Who was the developer on that property? Or that system that fired?
Buckley team.
The Buckley team? And do you happen to have copies of those? Do you want to get a copy of that?
I did
Okay, that's fine.
copies, but if you want to see it, I'll have it to you. I don't need it.
No, I appreciate it. I would like to see it.
Okay, but it does, I just want to tell you, it does say 1 million.
That's actually what I'm curious about, that they fired
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Ms. Brown, thank you for your time. Up next is, Reagan Benson, here to address council regarding the malicious prosecution. Good evening, Ms. Smith, if you can state your name and your address.
Good evening, Mayor's hearing members of City Council. My name is Regan Benson. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak this evening. You don't need my address. It's irrelevant. I want to get right to the point. I do think you have an approachable city manager, Mr. Lewis, and had we been able to resolve this issue, I wouldn't be here tonight on the topic of malicious prosecution. But it appears it is out of Mr. Lewis's authority, since the topic of my malicious prosecution is coming out of your city attorney's office. In my work as the executive director of my own nonprofit, Helping Hands for Dignity Coalition, a recognized 501c3 in the state of Colorado that focuses on direct street outreach with the homeless community, I'm often venturing into the Englewood municipal courts to assist my clients in clearing warrants. I provide transportation for court hearings and assist them in compliance with the sentencing conditions imposed by the courts. Englewood is notorious for criminalizing homelessness. In many cases, this freezes my work. It makes it impossible for me to continue to help my clients reach attainable goals. Therefore, first and foremost, in the interest of justice, I provide the resources your city is unwilling to provide by ensuring my clients can, first off, get to court, and secondly, have the appropriate advocate at their side to remind them that they do, in fact, have rights. This is called speech, and far too many in government absolutely despise honest speech, and in too many notable occurrences, government works overtime by abusing its power to silence people it cannot stand to listen to. Englewood knows about this. Englewood has been sued over this very issue of free speech. And again, that's what is occurring here in Englewood through your city attorney's office with a specific employee you just hired last September by the name of Ian Griffin. Ian's taxpayer-supported title and salary is city prosecutor at the rate of $41.90 an hour. That's a cheap attorney. That's a heck of a bargain for the going rates of attorneys. One might be positioned to think you've hired an attorney that's a poor performer in the private sector. It makes me laugh while simultaneously being aggravated because the attorney that I'm having to hire to take on your $42 an hour attorney is worth $500 to $1,000 an hour. Why am I having to do this? Your $42 an hour attorney, city employee, in his official taxpayer-supported position, is accusing me, a private citizen, of the unauthorized practice of law, and apparently here in the city of Englewood, you all have rearranged your city charter and allowed your city employees to pursue this type of litigation without any legal advice. It is in fact litigation with a private citizen at the highest level of court in our state. This allegation will be investigated by the Attorney Regulation Council at the Colorado Supreme Court level with the possibility of sanctions. And this is a very serious allegation, and I am, of course, going to hire the very best legal counsel, listen carefully, that will, in fact, work on my behalf to file claim against the city for allowing these actions. How will my attorney fees initially be paid? By my nonprofit that relies solely on private donations to support the good work that I do. My donors are not happy. My donors are not happy knowing that monetary resources earmarked for direct street outreach now have to be shifted and used for attorney's fees in this insanely ridiculous attempt to silence my speech and derail the very important work that I do. City Council, did you know this was happening? Did you vote to go into executive session on this topic? Did you go into executive session to receive that legal advice on what it means for your city employee, Ian Griffin, representing the city of Englewood, in an attempt to have me sanctioned by the Colorado Supreme Court for the heinous act of free speech? Did you come out of executive session and vote to pursue this type of litigation against me? I don't think you did. But I do intend to continue to use due process through the city clerk's office and open records requests. I will be making a lot of visits to Englewood. I don't enjoy being here. I'm going to be really honest with you. But it's crucial to the important work that I do
with my clients, and which, by the way, you know, I want you to know you have an outstanding city clerk staff. They're responsive, professional, thorough. It's appreciated. You know what else is appreciated in your city government? The fact that so far no one in Englewood appears to be as foolish as city council members in Sheridan. Woohoo! Woo! That was not 5 minutes.
Ms. Benson, up next is Kimberly Mitchell.
No questions? No questions. Come on, Sean.
Ms. Benson, please, if you can, 5 minutes are up. Up next is Kimberly Mitchell, Englewood Resident here to address council.
I did get an email that she submitted, but I will get that out to council.
Thank you very much, City Clerk. Moving on to the next speaker is C.Ann Dickerson, and Englewood Resident here to address council. Good evening, Ms. Dickerson. Please state your name and your address for cross, please.
C.Ann Dickerson, 8 Logan. In a prior public comment, I pointed out a few of the many decisions you've made that were questionable, both constitutionally and by evidence and results. What I heard back from you has been either complete distortion of what I said, or an arrogant assertion. It's just a difference in policy, and a repeat of, we can't hear you when you criticize us. That's just childish and illogical. You as a body do not have a firm constitutional basis for your policies, nor does staff, and especially not the third-party partisan lobbyists you hire. Most every decision council has made regarding many issues has been an abject failure and or unconstitutional. For instance, low-income housing, the biogas project, SPRs, ADUs, infrastructure, and giving money to a church. We are hemorrhaging money, taxpayer money for no purpose, and you're doing it unconstitutionally. Council policy is not law nor ordinance, and regarding public comment, it is unconstitutional. In 2019, 2 members of this current council shut down the Code Enforcement Advisory Committee for 2 months for what one council member, who is now the mayor, claimed without any direct knowledge was a denial of a citizen's right to free speech before that committee, yet now threatens citizens speaking before council with removal by the police when they are causing no problems but just exercising their rights. Public comment needs to be affirmed and not constantly under threat. While there is no state law or city ordinance regarding it, it is constitutionally a right of the people and has been affirmed by council, by ordinance historically, by requiring it of all boards and commissions by ordinance and bylaws. It should not be subject to council policy whims. Tonight, I also want to bring your attention to the state constitutionality of home rule charters and what it means. Home rule charters are built into the Constitution of Colorado to provide a bulwark against the state statutes on purely local matters. When we established our charter and filed it with the Secretary of State, we chose to elect our judge. We chose our own municipal code and are not and should not be subject to state statutes on local matters. We chose to elect our judge versus having him appointed, so we citizens have some voice by election and some way for the judge to act independently of the whims of council or the whims of the city manager and ignorance by both. The only necessary deletion to the charter is undoing Article 32, which is unclear, unenforceable, and unconstitutional. I personally would like to see it added a requirement that city council members and all staff and city employees be required to demonstrate knowledge of the Constitution and public policy from a constitutional standpoint, and preference of employment of people who actually live here. Learn the Constitution and public policy from a constitutional standpoint. Hillsdale College has 2 excellent online courses, Constitution 101 and Public Policy from a Constitutional Standpoint. You all should be taking that because you obviously don't understand the Constitution. Nothing you have said, no argument you have made,
justifies what you're trying to do by increasing density. Your rubber stamping staff decisions and third-party so-called consultants, and gearing everything to developer profits, and destroying our charter and muni code control over local matters. Is it not obvious that by changing ordinances to comply with state statute, you need to submit them to a vote of the people to accept state statutes for our muni code or be in violation of the terms in which our home rule charter was established? Yes, you can change the charter by a vote of people, but you are undermining our home rule status and our ability to resist state takeover of constitutionally and traditionally local matters by changing ordinances to comply with state statutes unnecessarily. I will close with saying, if you can't take the heat, you gotta get out of the seat.
Hey.
Has the right to speak to a public comment. So thank you for your time tonight. Any questions for members of council? Seeing none, thanks, Mr. Peterson.
Nice job.
And that concludes, scheduled public comment. We're now moving on to scheduled public comments. This time we have 5 speakers tonight. First up is, Michael Chisholm here to discuss the road map. Good evening, Mr. Chisholm. If you state your name, your address, or your question.
Yes, I'm Michael Chisholm. I live on Cherokee Street. Been a resident of Englewood for 9 years. And I just wanted to bring an issue to the attention of the council and ask for some action. So I'll just read this to you in the most precise way. On April 15th and April 22nd, 2023, there were road races on the 3000 block of Cherokee Street. These road races occurred between 10 p.m. and 12:30 p.m. The course of the race was south on Cherokee, west on Hamden, north on Santa Fe, east on Dartmouth, back to Cherokee. Cherokee Street and its intersecting side streets were fully parked with spectator cars. Cars were speeding at least 40 to 50 miles per hour down Cherokee. The noise was incredible, with revving engines and spectators cheering them on. These were big events that disturbed the peace and presented a huge risk to anyone on the sidewalk or crossing the street. Normal vehicle traffic was impossible. My wife, as well as several neighbors, called the police on April 22nd to report these events. Officer Gifford returned my wife's call and explained that the department was aware of these events and that they are all related to a group called Simple SLC that holds these road rallies. They move these rallies around Englewood, making it virtually impossible to predict where they'll be. More importantly, the Englewood police do not have jurisdiction over such events. Their hands are tied. They need an ordinance that will enable them to respond, stop, and prevent such events. On behalf of the Englewood citizens, we're requesting council to act. We want you to instruct the appropriate city departments to develop the necessary ordinance as described by Officer Gifford for your approval. This is a matter of public safety and the quality of life in Englewood neighborhoods. Please listen to us and respond immediately. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chisholm, for that, for your comments. Any questions from council? Member Newcamp?
Mr. Chisholm, thank you for being here. This is my representation. Have you experienced this kind of situation in your neighborhood before?
Have I experienced it what?
This situation in your neighborhood in other days or in the past?
No. 2 weeks before these 2 sessions, there was another one. So they occur randomly. And part of the game is to keep them unpredictable. So about the time your neighborhood steps up and takes notice, they're happening in another neighborhood or another city. And the police responded and did everything they could do, but the way they explained it to us was they have to catch people in the act, and everybody has cell phones and everybody monitors this stuff. So if you're racing, by the time you get Cherokee, you're told to slow down, you can slow down and go in front of the police cruiser at 25 miles per hour. You can get a block away and take off. I didn't mention this, but there's numerous, there's 2 infants on our street, numerous small children, and the parents said the kids can't sleep at night. They're revving their engines. They had food trucks down in front of the dollar store. So these are scheduled events that are happening, and the police know what's going on, but they need the authority to act in a legal, proper way to put a stop to it.
Thank you very much, it's very helpful. Thank you for listening.
Okay.
Member Russell?
Thank you. This is, for the city attorney, is racing, speeding in the city of Englewood, is it illegal?
Yes. It is.
What a stupid
And,
question.
so, actually, I think we need to do a council request on that, I'll ask for that later. Thank you.
Mr. Chisholm, this is a question for me. You
Why
say
is this
that
quite the
there's an
important
ordinance
topic,
that
isn't
needs to
it?
be changed Just because we don't have jurisdiction, do you know what it is that we need to change in order for the police to?
I'm sorry.
So you're saying that we don't have jurisdiction as part of your comments. Oh. What is the ordinance that you're requesting to change?
The policeman said that they don't have the jurisdiction to act, and I'm only interpreting what he said is, they need an ordinance that affects the whole event. In other words, to pinpoint a moment of speeding on Cherokee Street is next to impossible. Or to pinpoint a moment of disturbing the peace on Cherokee Street is very hard to enforce. And yet you have this total event. So my only assumption is there are cities and ordinances out there that address this in a collective manner so that the police can act with authority and put a stop to it.
I appreciate that, Mr. Chisholm. Member Woodward has the next question.
My only question here right now is, you said the name was Simple LEC?
Yeah, that's what Officer Gifford knows all about this. So I'm giving you secondhand information. Our police department is well aware of what I'm talking about. They could give you actually more accurate information than I'm giving to you.
Thank you.
Any further questions for council? Seeing none, Mr. Chisholm, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Up next is Gary Kozak here to speak about constitutional rights.
Well, they got a lot of issues with constitutional rights here with their residents. Wasn't that interesting? That was a non-issue because there's already laws that make that illegal. But boy, the interest was intense.
And for your point of constitutional rights, you don't have the right to stop that. They have the right, just like I have the right to say anything in front of this, as long as I'm not projecting or causing a riot or some type of action. You all got one of my papers. This is just a cover sheet. I didn't go into big detail, attorney. Okay? This is considered a gathering place, is it not? You gather this for a council meeting. Englewood Recreation Center gathers groups for birthday parties. They gather groups for all sorts of things. That's a gathering point. The senior center, not a senior center, is a gathering point. The citizens, not just Englewood citizens, but any citizen has the right to come in and gather and speak their piece. That's a constitutional right. This is a traditional public forum, is it not? This is considered a public forum. I'm gonna say it's right in here, you got the paper that highlights it, okay? The right to gather petitions and signatures is a fundamental cornerstone of American democracy. The right to free speech throughout the act of petitions. I was informed on a rainy day that I was not allowed in the Englewood Recreation Center. Wait a minute, tonight, city council meeting here, I was allowed to go out there and actually start a petition. Okay, then I was informed, well, the city made a mistake and that's not legal. Constitutionally, it's legal. And if it's gonna be enforced against me, then I will take my constitutional rights and file a suit. Because it is my constitutional right with anybody that I have out there, legally assigned to pass my petitions out, has the right to do so. As long as it's not in a privately owned facility. But even at that point, you can argue if it's a publicly forum where they have a gathering place, they have the right. I have the right secret. Thank you.
Seeing none, Mr. Kozak, thank you for your time. Up next is William Holtz.
Holtz. Holtz.
Holtz.
Think the hull of the ship. Pronounce it correctly.
Just not again.
3333 South Lincoln Street. I haven't been here for about 3 years, but I want to tell you something. You might look at our Constitution and all the rules that were put down by our forefathers in the city, because that's exactly what you're up to. And I'm sick and tired of seeing people up here who are only there to pad their own pockets for their own itinerary. You're supposed to be representing the people, or you have meeting after meeting on an issue that they've already told you no, until you get them so disgusted that they don't do anything. Well, I've got news for you. Englewood has awakened, and we're gonna roar. Because you people have been getting away with murder for too long. On the Depot Park, that property back then, and I was a broker. I've been a broker since I was 27. I'm going to my 90th birthday in a couple of months. And I haven't lost my brain capacity on real estate. It was worth at least $350 for the land alone. And it was sold for $30. To friends. I am seeing little homes that people are trying to start out a family in, or people who are retired don't want to go into a big complex, being destroyed. And you intend to force this through? You know, Thomas Jefferson, and I'm not going to quote him directly because I can't remember it, but he said this in essence: when good people do nothing, evil rises its ugly head. And this is exactly what you're doing in this state. Because we have water rights, you think Denver would love us? You think that Milligan would love us? I am amazed of what you have done here. Look at all this stuff up here. And you people didn't even consider a woman who lost her life in the flood because our infrastructure is wrong. Don't you understand something? Mathematically, when you spend a little here and a little there, it adds up to big dollars that you don't have for what you really need. And it's about time the people in the city start voting for people by looking at what their performance is and see what they have done. Like, look how much our logo is costing us.
Ms. Holtz, your 3 minutes are up. Thank you for your time tonight. Any comments or any other agreements? Thank you for your time tonight, Ms. Holtz. Here to speak about the election. Ms. Weipert, you state your name, your address, or cross.
My name is Jan Weipert. I did email over an attachment today. If you could put that up, I appreciate it. The council should have gotten it.
Ms. Weipert, did you state your address?
Federal Bellevue.
Thank you.
Thank you. So my time starts now.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the numbers for the registered voters versus non-registered voters and how your redistricting was done. I took the population for the 2020 census and I removed from it under 18-year-olds. That left 28,240 people for Englewood that are eligible to be registered. Then I removed the non-citizens and put back in the under 18 because I put the 18-year-olds before. So we came out with Englewood eligible to register population of 27,127. Registered voters on your information says 26,091. That leaves 1,036 people not registered in Englewood. Oh my gosh, let's relook at some names and put them in there. You know what? Englewood at 4.8% not registered. Colorado has 27% not registered. The US has 30% not registered. And just in case I'm really off base on this, I called Wilton today. They have 23% not registered. There's something wrong in Englewood. Now, maybe in the county, it may be here, I don't know, but passing anything through redistricting based on these numbers is not right. There's something wrong. I also want to say, I hope you're here to protect home rule rights and integrity. You know, I think we blindly accept what is in front of us a lot of times, but what I'm seeing with the city is that you're accepting what you know. One person was at that town hall from council Saturday, and it was Rita. None of the other 6 of you felt it was important. You all had excuses. Had any of you watched the film to see what the other side of that issue was? You're like lemmings. You go and you fall off the cliff one after the other because you think there's something on the other side of the cliff. But you aren't looking at maybe there's a way to get out of it, or maybe there's a way to look at a different side. You've got to start looking. This is their constitutionality. I want my home rule. There's a recall coming, and you guys better be careful. It's coming. I hope we get the forward.
Thank you, Ms. Whitburn. Any questions? Ms. Whitburn, go to the question.
Thank you so much for being here this evening. You mentioned that there was a recording at the town hall on Tuesday. Is that something that you can pass on to us? I wasn't interested in being able to.
I wasn't involved in the recording, but I imagine we can get it sent to your email somehow. I think it would be important for you to look at because it did talk about how density and apartments increase crime, and that's one of the Englewood's problems that is not being looked at. So yes, you should watch it, and I'm sure it'll get to you.
Thank you. I appreciate the materials are here.
Who wants to interrupt her?
Thank you very much, Ms. Whitburn. Up next is Steve Kelly here to discuss that. Hello, Mr. Kelly, please state your name and your address or comments.
Yeah, Steve Kelly, Radcliffe, Delaware. I stand before City Council this evening to express my concern about a member of one of the commissions appointed by the City Council. I would like to file an ethics complaint against Planning and Zoning Commission member Brenda Humphrey. I believe she also goes by the name Brenda Corney in social media. In late 2021, when the city closed Jason Park for 4 months and posted the reasons as being overuse and drafted, Brenda on social media lied and said that the reason for the closure is because citizens did not obey signs. This is a false statement and is disparaging to the citizens that frequent Jason Park. I was shocked and surprised that only 30 days later, Brenda was appointed to the Planning and Zoning Commission. On social media, Brenda has repeatedly spread lies, slander, and misinformation. She has done this on Nextdoor.com and also on Facebook, and what Unleashed has a group there. The interactions, which always lead up to her lying, slandering, and being rude, has to do with the off-leash privileges. Here are some of the things that she has stated, responding in a public setting. Con man, liar, fool, and the list goes on. The city has standards of citizen behavior. Tier 2, prohibited behavior, abusive, disparaging language, and slurs. I'm going to give the city clerk hard copies of Brenda's social media posts, which show that her language is disparaging, slanders, abusive, and includes lying. Please review the city council members. The other area of concern has to do with her position, acting as an agent for the city in regard to off-leash matters, and her simultaneously functioning as the leader of Englewood Unleashed. This organization is a 401c3 nonprofit corporation registered with the state. Mission statement number 1 of Englewood Unleashed is to, quote, support the off-leash program. Brenda Hupka, in serving as head of Englewood Unleashed, does not support the off-leash. She controls conversation on Facebook and Englewood Unleashed. Anything that is presented which goes against the city position is deleted Brenda is functioning as a dual agent regarding the on-leash program. In real estate, that's not allowed. In world politics, you call that a double agent. She is working as an agent for two different opposing sides. She portrays herself as the leader of Englewood Unleashed. As such, she is obligated to support the mission statement. City Council, you have no power over Facebook or Englewood Unleashed. However, you do have power over the membership on commissions. Brenda's lying, slander, and acting as a dual agent should disqualify her on ethical grounds from serving this great city of ours. I urge you to look into the matter and take necessary action to protect the citizens. Brenda violates the city's code of ethics. She also acts as a dual agent. For these reasons she should be removed.
Mr. Kelly, thank you very much for your time tonight. Any questions from the council? Seeing none, Mr. Kelly.
No questions on that one, that's for damn sure. Nice job.
Okay, yeah, good job.
Let's give a public comment.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here, because they're about to fuck over a bunch more people. So let's just go.
Thank you. Starting with Mr. Brown's comments. These flyers that are coming around are amazing to me, especially something that's openly advertising buying someone's house and turning it into a duplex worth over $2 million, $1 million per side. That's disgusting to me. That's what I don't want to do. I know I get numerous postcards, letters, and stuff for the sale of my home that I've lived in a long time, and a rental property that I own here, which I promptly throw in a recycle bin, and just figure it's coming, these things come. So I understand what you're talking about there, and I agree with you. Regarding the bulk plane, I think there is going to be some discussions on bulk plane. At least as I recall, in one of the meetings, we were going to take a look at that, so hopefully we will get there. I think I'm going to address some of the free speech from, sorry, I think it was Reagan Benson. And C.N. Nickerson. And I think some others that had mentioned it. Parts of this, I'm going to exercise my right to free speech by not addressing it at all. I think Mr. Kozak said something about gathering places and the right to petition, and I believe those things are correct. However, inside a room like this, or over at the family center, in a room where there are meetings taking place, other than public comment, I think it's inappropriate to be doing that. I think that's my opinion. I don't know if that is constitutionally right. I believe it is. Ms. Holtz, happy to see you here. Happy to see you. Pretty good since the last
I'm
time
happy
I've
to see
seen
you.
here.
Tell the truth. I always tell the truth.
Well, we've had our disagreements and confrontations, I think. in the
Well,
past
yes,
years.
Ms. Holmes, if you could please.
You stole the vote from the people.
Ms. Holmes, please, go ahead and move
Okay.
Engage with her.
I will leave it there at that. I'm glad to see that you're here. Ms. Weider? I believe when they're talking for districting, they are registered voters. Carlisle, is registered voters that voted in latest election, is that correct? Is that how we do that?
For redistricting is the current active voter registration list.
Okay.
And then that's within per district.
Okay. So the 27,000 that you mentioned registered voters in the city of Englewood, that seems awfully high to me.
It is, that was my point, yes,
So,
that was my point,
Let's take a
sorry,
response here.
pardon me.
Remember, we just made that a council request to look into. just the
Yeah,
prevention
would you please do that and get it to council plan? And this one. Mr. Kelly, I don't see, Ms. Huckabee as a dual agent representing the city. I mean, she represents the city on the planning and zoning committee, but I don't personally, I've never thought of that as a dual agent because she's also a member or a director or whatever of Englewood operation.
I disagree. Based
Thank
on,
you.
Mr. Kelly, we're just here to respond. Anything else, Member Woodward?
And, Mr. Chisholm, the road rallies, I live in a different part of the city, District 3, which is south of Hampton, and on the east side of Broadway. In the summertime, I hear these rallies going up and down Broadway, or Bellevue. I've heard them going up and down Santa Fe. And these aren't just recent things, these are all during last summer and the summer before. When I came back from council, I did bring it up to a meeting that we had with the police department. And as I recall, this was a year and a half ago now, that they answered as it's very hard to enforce that because they're not informed as to when it's going to happen, which is part of the game that's going on here. They wouldn't be informed. And so I hear them where I live, I hear them in other parts of the
Guys, this street racing stuff is a non-issue. That's already illegal. There's already Colorado revised statutes for that, and they're so interested in that. But yet, the real issue that Regan has, they have nothing to say to her about it. You know what I mean? This is a non-issue, the street racing stuff.
Like to say, if you're caught doing that, drag racing, doing whatever, at the speeds that they're doing, that the car is impounded. And I've heard of some places where they keep the cars, they lose the cars or vehicles. I don't know if we could do that or if that's impossible, but I understand what you're saying and I agree with you. Something has to be done. And I do believe that is where I'm gonna leave it right there.
Thank you, Member Woodward. Member Russell, I know that you wanted to add to it.
Thank you. And I appreciate everyone coming out tonight. I am very concerned about Mr. Chisholm's report. And I do believe
I'm also really concerned about murder, guys, but guess what? That's already illegal. Okay, this is ridiculous. They're so concerned about the street racing crap.
Continue writing more ordinances when we already have ordinances that are not being enforced. And that is very concerning to me. And I think that's all that, I do want to thank you, Mr. Kelly, for that, and thank you for giving the city clerk the information. I do believe it is something that city council ought to look into, and thank you very much for bringing that up.
Thank you. Anything else from members of council? Seeing none, that completes scheduled public comment. We're now moving on to consent agenda items. Did anybody need a break, or should we just power through these next items? Anybody need a break? I should ask. All right. We'll move on to consent agenda items. Item number 9, I believe we still want to pull 9, is that right, Mr. Russell? I'll give it to you.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so can I get a motion to approve 9C1?
That's so nice.
What's up?
We have a petition, as you see here. Here's the petition.
Okay.
Here's the petition. You have to turn it in by Thursday at 5 o'clock. I will have people at Englewood Recreation, but you have to be an Englewood citizen voter, eligible voter in Englewood to sign the petition. And this is to shut down the Sam's Automotive lot because they didn't meet the qualifications that we requested. On traffic, I know there's fuel tanks underground there. I was born and raised, I live in the same house that I was born in. My family homesteaded in 1856. So I know what went on under the Sam's lot there over all the years. And they say that they'll take care of the mitigation of making the fuel and stuff, but that's questionable. We're trying to get this petition enough signatures and we go ahead and put a stop to that and allow the citizens of Englewood to go ahead and vote whether or not that's an apartment house or not. Make them start all over and do it right. The traffic is terrible. We've had kids and people in wrecks all the time now.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, no problem. So that's going out to people. So if there's anyone in Englewood that's interested in doing that.
I'll be at the Englewood Recreation Center the next 2 mornings at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll have somebody there probably up until noon each day. And I'm over at the Malley Center with another crew. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
You got my email?
Yes.
All right. Have a good one. Oh, hey, who goes to Heritage High School?
Huh?
Who goes to Heritage?
I coach over there now.
Oh.
The head coach passed away 2 years ago during the summer from COVID, and his assistant coach and I have coached together and coached against each other for years. We're trying to rebuild a program and are really underfunded over at Heritage High School. And let me tell you, it's a new world. I came out of retirement. I've coached clear up into the pro level indoor. Okay, I'm a Hall of Fame coach, and we're trying to turn this program around. The home field, the whole stadium field, is for all our public schools. We got a dirt field for a practice field, just patches of grass. We don't get to use the main field 90% of the time.
Right.
Everybody else has a practice field that's artificial turf, and we don't.
Right.
And we're trying to find some way to come up and get us a turf field.
Okay. I went to Heritage. I didn't play football. I played baseball though. Yeah.
Good. We don't have, hold on, we don't have a baseball team because we can't find a coach.
Oh,
And
really?
Dr. Mason, we got a great program. All the equipment, we got pitching machines over there. They didn't find a coach, so we dropped the program.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. All right. Thank you. All right, guys. So.
Yes, yes.
It's nice to meet you.
Yes, yes.
Oh, our 5280 friend.
Yeah, so she was a citizen of the year, so she was too.
I just know the one it's Kelly, right?
Yeah, Kelly, yeah.
Talk about Stephanie.
So we're pretty sure that because he went there
Yeah, you know, I had 2 of them in here. I don't know if I'm going to take a picture. Yeah.
Kelly and I are
Thank you.
Oh, do you? Right on. Can I put you on? This is Chris, guys. He follows Regan and I. So, right on.
I follow you a lot.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support. Do you live here in Englewood?
My whole life.
Right on. I grew up in like the Littleton, Englewood area, so this is like home for me. I don't live in Englewood, but. I was actually thinking about coming back for next public comment and addressing their standards of behavior sign. Have you seen the video that Regan and I did over here, right outside? We have that standards of behavior sign. It's a clear violation of the First Amendment. They're saying basically if you're dirty, that you can't even come into the building. They're basically just trying to keep homeless people out of here. So, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Hey, I liked your speech.
I hope Englewood has finally awakened and realized how stupid they've been to let these people get away with it for so long. This has been going on for years. They've been using our money for what, all this elaborate stuff when people are dying with it. We've had 2 people die that I know of since I've been in Colorado over that damn sewer system that's doesn't work. And they what? Mickey Mouse, if you have all this gorgeous stuff. You don't need that gorgeous stuff. This is a working class community. We need to keep our people happy in this community and take care of their needs. Not spend money on other stuff that makes them feel so good.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I don't care. Anyone shut me up over there, they're going to get a backlash.
Yeah, I appreciate your speech. It was very passionate.
Everybody who works for Englewood should live in Englewood. And we need to do something about our building department. Yeah, I went down there. I looked at the books on the property on Gerard. I said, those buildings are higher than they're supposed to be. Sure, once they get it through the city hall, it never comes before them again. They can do anything they want.
Well, the thing is too.
And the building department, they don't even live in the city, and they're telling them they can do this and they can do that. You should see how they treat I've been there. You should see how they treat the builders and how they treat the people that live here and pay their salary.
Right.
Big difference.
Yep. That's typical government for you, right? The thing is that being a public servant really is like a privilege. You know what I mean? They get paid well, they get benefits, pensions, great benefits and stuff, and they don't treat the members of the public very well.
You know that Englewood pays higher taxes than Littleton?
Wow, I didn't know that.
And we're a working class community.
Right.
And it's not fair.
And every time, I think there's something going on with the voting, because when people say no to the raises that they get on their taxes, it seems it goes through anyway.
Yeah, and that's why, like cities like this, like Englewood, are really administrative heavy because they get all this tax money and they have to justify a way to spend it, right?
But not only that, I've seen people who work for the city who come with a Chevy, but they leave Englewood with a lot of money and a Cadillac. Where is the money?
Developers are making millions.
Believe me, I've seen this 2 years. I've been involved since '09.
You're good. You're very good. Thank you.
I like the residents of Englewood. I like the residents of Englewood. You guys are really passionate and holding your government accountable. Do you guys know the city of Sheridan? They're a disgrace over there. I mean, all the citizens over there are just pro-government, police, that, they're doing a good job, and they're actually, the city of Sheridan is a disgrace. I don't know if you guys know, but we actually went to record in City Hall, and they arrested 5 of us, 14 of us went in there, and they arrested 5 of us for recording in there because I was trying to get a public records request from some footage that one of the speed radar trap ladies took of me, and they completely ignored me, which is against the law. It's against Cora laws. They only have 3 business days to respond. It's been several months, so I'm documenting my own interactions with the government. I'm going in there just trying to, hey, what's going on with my records request? They didn't like it. They were looking really dumb on my YouTube channel, and so the city manager drafted up an administrative order that bans recording in City Hall. And so he uses he uses the home rule charter. I think it was like 7.3 of their home rule charter that states that the city manager has authority to make rules and regulations regarding the city employees. He's not a legislator. He can't make rules about the citizens. So they're using that. We went in there to challenge it and to conduct business, which they still ignored again.
That happened here. That happened here with the one before this guy. What's his name? Eric. It happened here. He spent over $25,000 that didn't come due at all. It happened right in this building.
But I would think that your freedom of speech and press.
Yeah, exactly.
Enter into that.
Exactly. That's what we have. A constitutional attorney. We have a civil rights attorney, and so he's working on it. I have motions hearing this month.
for motions to dismiss, and then I got trial next month. So we'll see I think they're gonna try to push it to the very, very end. I don't know if the DA is dumb enough to try to pursue this, but I mean, my attorney's basically saying it's, pretty much slam dunk. It's very well established you can record in City Hall. I mean, that's ridiculous. So they just hate transparency, and then they're retaliating against us. So now they're getting warrants for my arrest for other stupid stuff like recording on a sidewalk. I went to jail for that. They're trying to shut me up. My girlfriend also, she got a third-degree assault charge for one of the city council member. His girlfriend was in the public comment, and she was acting irate and raising her voice, and she bumped into my girlfriend, and my girlfriend kind of went like this to like back her off of her because she was like bumping into her like this and stuff and stepped on her tripod. And then she went and filed a civil protection order against her, and it was a temporary one. And we went to court, and the judge saw the footage and said, no, there's no assault here, and he wouldn't sign the permanent protection order. So then they went and filed into criminal court, and they had her charged with third-degree assault. So it's just pure retaliation over there at Sheridan. And the chief of police, Martinez, he's actually a Denver flunky. He was at Denver for 25 years, and
well, you know what's interesting, when they hired more police here, they said, oh, we got the best from Denver, from their police department, and it's like, yeah, because you got a cushy job here, and you don't do anything.
Right.
The police here are...
Would you like to have a knock on your door? If you're in the secured building, you have a knock on your door, you open your door, and there are 5 policemen standing there. There are
Yep.
3 of them.
What were they doing that for?
They were trying to get some information that I had, that I received because I was entrusted with it.
So it just.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, our police department, we used to have a good police department. I knew every policeman in the force, and they were good men. But what we have now is nothing.
Yep.
And they keep wanting to get social workers, more and more social workers for the homeless. And
wait a minute.
While they're doing drugs in the street, I mean, I can see people actually, needles in the arms, I can see them doing crack.
Well, the thing is I'm not pro crack or I'm not pro heroin, right? But I'm anti lock someone in a cage for a victimless crime. So like a lot of people drink alcohol, and people think that, well, just because I want to intoxicate myself in a different way by drinking alcohol, that means that I'm better than this guy that wants to do crack, right? I mean, just because alcohol has a barcode on it and you can scan it doesn't mean anything. It's a drug's a drug. So yeah, I'm definitely anti crack and stuff like that. But the problem is that these people are addicts, right? These homeless people are addicts, right? And it's difficult. So I think if we spend more tax dollars or more resources into education and getting them help and treating it as a dependency and a medical issue rather than a criminal issue, that's what's really going to help out. Like Portugal, they actually legalized all drugs, and all that money that they were spending is about, in America, it's about $60,000 a year to house one inmate. So what you do is you put all that money towards education and rehab and stuff like that, and it takes time. It's not going to be instant, but their drug and their recidivism rate dropped dramatically. So the United States, they know this stuff, but it's not really there's not really a war on drugs. It's just a war on people that use them, right? So, but I see what you're saying. It's just that I don't want that either. We just got to go about it a different way.
Is that I've had incidents where I've seen a man urinate on the side of Safeway, just out of the car, and then another one tried to get into my car.
Right.
And then another one at 1 a.m. in the morning was banging on my door and wouldn't answer me, so I had to call the police.
Right.
And then one came at my door like at 10:30 at night, just banging, and it's like,
right. No, I understand what you're saying. That's scary, and then when you're banging on your door or they're trying to break into your car, that stuff's scary. The restroom thing though, they don't have it's a natural human function, and they don't have a place to go sometimes. Especially in Denver, there's no place that you can go. All the gas stations, they don't have you use a restroom. That's why the alleys smell like urine and stuff like that. So, I don't know if they could put some porta potties out there for them. I don't know what the solution is for that.
I don't know what the answer is. I just think that there's got to be a way to get them into rehab.
Yeah.
And get them working.
Yep. I agree. And that's what we want. That my friend Regan Benson, she does homeless outreach, and she's a 501c3 too. And that's what she does for a living. And but it's difficult because
we apparently don't have the resources.
Yeah, but
Well-
when you provide them with electricity so they can charge up their cell phone in the park, and when you provide them with fuel that they can cook in the park, and when you provide them with receptacles where they can put their garbage, which is what we were doing in this town. And when I found out, I got it stopped. And when you make this a sanctuary city,
She is fantastic.
why do you think we're losing all our businesses on South Broadway?
We are
Because
losing
these guys have guns and knives, and men have come here and begged the council to do something about it, and they do nothing.
And I actually saw a homeless man at the dollar store. The gal, she was probably 20, just a young girl. She was at the dollar store, and this guy was opening up doors for people. He was bothering them, and she said, "I'm asking you to stay out of the store." He came in and tried to take his fist and punch her in the face. Luckily, a customer stopped him. The police were called. It took like 15 minutes to get there when the police was right there.
Right.
And she was so, she's just a young lady. She was so upset, and he says, well, I just told him to move on.
Well, how would you like to come out of your apartment, walk down to get on the elevator, and there's a homeless man dressing himself right there on the
And she
second
lives in
floor.
a senior building.
And they're also coming in our basement, so now our basement is locked between certain hours.
Because, and they broke there's a glass door there. They broke it.
No, they broke in the wall, and they came in the doors, they hampered the doors, they had to be fixed. And not only that, but they follow you when you're coming in. And when I get in the elevator, they get in the elevator before me because I walk slower. When I get in the elevator, I look to see where they land. And then I call the police as I'm going up to make sure they're on that floor. They go in our laundry rooms, they go in our basement, and they bring in marijuana. We've had 5, what do they call it, meth labs in our building.
And this is senior.
Evacuated.
Senior citizen.
5 meth labs.
Well, see, there's a thing like some of the homeless people, they choose that life, right? And then the others, though, that are actually, because those are the type of people that my friend Regan helps, are the ones that are trying to get back on their feet, right? But they're behind the 8 ball. And so what happens though is like you're saying, well, give them receptacles, stuff like that, and ways to cook their food. But really, if Americans were just able to keep 100% of their paycheck instead of paying 50% of their income to the government every year, maybe we wouldn't have as bad of a homeless problem. You know what I mean? What do you guys think about that?
Well, I just came back from Belgium, and they have lotteries there, and I think in England too, where their lottery money goes differently. Like it goes to senior citizens for health care, where there's an assistant. It goes for, it just goes for so much. It's so different than from where our lottery money goes to. And I think that's a great idea. It goes to, I can't remember all of the places where there's
You're talking about the tax money from lottery?
Right. Like if you put in a couple of bucks on lottery,
Right.
part of that money goes to social services, not parks and recs.
Your talk was fantastic.
Right.
Not that I'm saying it shouldn't go, but I think part of it should be like they do in, at least
I don't
in
live here,
because
I
it
don't
was
come to
always
city
in
council,
towns.
this is a rare
I was in
thing.
another
I don't
part of
like
Europe.
Englewood because in their
It
city
went to a lot
government,
of
it's
things.
not a good place
I
anymore.
mean,
That's a good idea.
a lot of programs,
Very
I should
bad.
say.
Right. That's a good idea. I just think it'd be better to just kind of cut out the middleman and just not have to pay taxes, right? So I don't think any American should pay any taxes. I mean, what do you think? Is taxation theft?
So
Oh, I think it is. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't drive in my car, but
How many times
I have certain friends here, and I have a friend that lives out.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, you have,
You're paying sales tax, you're paying
But she
gas
doesn't
tax, you're
understand
paying property tax, and then if you make a
what
little
I
bit
do.
too much money in
And I'm coming
CDs,
back.
I love
you
it.
pay on that.
Absolutely love it.
You're constantly paying taxes. How many times do you think
Which
$100 is taxed?
that's exactly right. People don't think of it that way. You know what I mean? Because it's just one little tax at a time, and then it adds up. But it's not just taxes though, too. It's also like registration of your vehicles, or like a speeding ticket, or licenses and permits you've acquired over the year. All of that is money paid to the government too. So, like I said, most Americans literally pay 50% of their income to the government every year, and they think that they're free. People think they're free in this country, and this is far from a free country. In fact, when we had the American Revolution, right, it was the whole thing started from a 1% increase in tax.
Yep. And I'm gonna go look at the library issue. Thank you very much.
So,
No,
thanks for.
so they're not gonna stop me when I say something.
Oh, they're not going to stop you. You have a right to speak. So you speak it. All right, friends, I'm headed out. Thank you very much. We'll be talking, I'm sure. Okay. I have got to step away from this. We're going to go look at this library door. Whew, these people are fired up, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm not feeling so great, and I need to get going. So it's been a day of not enough water. Yeah, I'm just going to walk down here and check out this library thing. So let's, yeah, these people, this older population, they're fired up. I love it. And, you know, they do have a right to do what they're doing. I don't agree with everything they're positioning themselves in, but they sure as hell have a right to redress government and petition government, so I will support them. And they're talking about a recall, and there's already a couple of them that I know a little bit about, and I would gladly walk for them to collect signatures. So this is the entrance that's a problem. So their deal is they want to control everybody through a security checkpoint over there, through the other entrance. There's these two entrances down here to this library. And they want to see everybody, talk to everybody, try to collect any information they can about who's in their library over there. And then if you want to use the bathroom, you have to get a pass. Okay? So they want to just filter all of the people into that entrance. Okay? But if you get off light rail or you come into this entrance, you can't get into the library. That's pretty stupid. That's pretty damn stupid. But what was the bigger issue is they had this completely blocked off with rope, right? With that emergency exit thing right there. And people would have been falling all over themselves trying to get through there if there was an emergency. So yeah, there's a sign that the fire marshal put on that says this is an emergency exit only. So it has to be unlocked from the inside. So the push bar, people have to be able to have clear access to get out. I even question that right there in the middle, that's seemingly incredibly dangerous. Someone falls over that or whatever. This should be a completely clear and free exit. And with this here, tell me how that's going to work when those doors swing open. Somebody's going to fall. Yeah, I'm not happy with this, Fire Marshal Mike. So he was there. I don't know if you saw me go over and talk to him. Some of you wrote to him and he was cordial and said that he addressed the issue, but I would tend to say not really, that it's only half addressed. What do you think? Oh, hell yeah. George Daly. I'd use that metal sign to break that window in a heartbeat. Hey, Wes, thank you. So what's going on here? Did we have an issue with Rain Nation? I hope not, because I like my Rain Nation. Maybe you're just agreeing on the topic. But yes, this is my platform, not the government's platform. Government doesn't get to regulate speech. I get to regulate my platform. So yeah, I don't think I'm very happy with this. So at any rate, I'm gonna be leaving. And I'm just gonna keep this going until I get to my car. How is everybody tonight? Hey guys, thanks for being in here. Appreciate it. So if you didn't catch the update that oh shit! Okay, Regan, watch the steps. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Okay. Help me. Up, 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 step, 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 up, 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 step, step, step. She made it. I didn't go down on the marble. So all right, you guys, I gotta go. I'm not feeling that hot, and it's been a long day, and I've not had enough water. And
Definitely will be reaching out.
Gary, Coach, just known as Coach Kozar.
bye, guys.
You guys have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you. And when you need cameras, we'd like to know.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Thank you.
Chris, okay, cool. I appreciate that.
I almost fell coming up the stairs because I wasn't watching where I was going. Now my blood pressure's all over the place
Take off by
again.
yourself, and I didn't let you take off by yourself. That's why I was like, you good? Like,
Well, I was until I started coming up the stairs.
You were really good tonight.
That was
Thank
flawless. Flawless.
It was.
It was flawless. Not one
I
thing
don't
was
know.
wrong.
That it was more professional since you didn't use cuss words.
Yeah,
No, seriously.
Yeah, I know.
It sinks in more.
It did.
I have no problem.
It did.
Yeah, I have no problem. When I come to meetings, I have no problems addressing council without cussing. But the second you tell me that I
I
can't,
was waiting on
She's
somebody
on
to say
fire.
something.
She's got fire. Don't mess with the fire.
so yeah, thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be talking.
We'll definitely see you around, man. This ain't yet.
Okay, DMA, we gotta go, or I gotta go.
You should have seen us in the middle of when it said go outside, follow us outside. Yeah, probably.
Did they go get on light rail?
Shit, they were almost crying, like literally. They were like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, harassment.
Almost.
Harassment.
We had them rethinking their whole career and life out there.
For real.
All right, you guys. Oh, God, now I'm not trying to go out the wrong side of the door. Holy shit, I need to get in the car and go home. Here's Allied Universal. Are you the supervisor for the evening? No? Yeah. I missed a few super chats, Rain Nation. Oh, I apologize. Hey, you guys, thank you very much for those. That is very much appreciated.
Have a good day.
Yeah, well, thank you. You do the same. We got some good guys from Allied Security. I mean, he's always been one of them.
Well, I appreciate you. So,
Do you appreciate me, Dwight? Thank you.
you guys have a blessed day.
Thank you. You as well.
Lord.
So,
You know what? Actually, I decided. That just reminded me. On the next city council meeting, I'm going to sign up, and I'm going to address that standards of behavior.
yeah,
Bullshit.
that's Sean Lewis, the city
because I was talking
manager.
to the lady, the little short lady
Uh-huh.
that we like, and she was saying the
Pauline.
reason for that is that is because I guess they had some people coming in here, because it's body odor and bugs. They could have lice and they're contaminating stuff or something like that. But I'm like, well, the problem is though, is that gives the government too much power, because now they can just say they don't like you. Oh, you got body odor, and this is our rules here, so you have to boot you out of here. You know what I mean?
So you educated her a little bit, maybe,
I
because
tried.
I get the feeling that some of these folks that are fired up, and I appreciate them being fired up, but I think they have some views about the homeless that aren't entirely fair. They want criminalization. And when we talk about when we want the government to criminalize people, there better be a victim. And we continue to kind of ignore that Englewood fills up their docket with trespassing charges on public property. As a matter of fact, the court docket this week that I got is loaded with trespassing cases, failures to appear. We'll be here on Thursday in court, Shannon and I, and I don't know how that's going to go down. I don't know what shit Ian's going to try to pull, and I can only record so much. So if anyone is interested in coming to an open courtroom to observe, you certainly can do that at any time. There's a docket in Englewood. This Thursday would be a good time. We will be here at 9:30. We will be here at 9:30, and we'll be exercising the same rights we've been exercising, and there better not be any issues. I'm just saying, because I don't feel so good. So I gotta go, you guys, and I just gotta go sit down. All right, thank you very much. Thanks, guys, for being here. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
That douchebag.
Okay. So, it's been a long day. It's been too long of a day, but I did want to follow through on my obligations there. They don't care. City Council doesn't care. I didn't figure they cared. They're gonna care when they get sued, and it's coming. It'll be a while, but it's coming. I will not back down from what they're doing to me, and me having to hire an attorney. You just fucked up my whole schematics of work, and I'm not happy about it. So, again, that is the truth. Those are your tax dollars, your donation dollars, earmarked for direct street outreach, now going to pay for attorney representation. They sure give their employees a lot of leverage, just do whatever the hell they want. So that's not quite how that works. But if they wanted to work like that, they're certainly allowed to let that, run its course. They're going to learn a very valuable lesson, because that is exactly what idiot Gryffindorf is doing. He's trying to silence my speech. So, I don't think the Attorney Regulation Council is that serious about the complaint. I don't know. Some of the steps they've made, I don't think they're certainly interested in like some swift response, because I'm out there just tearing it up and representing people in the courtroom and telling judges what they're going to do and filing motions and all that stuff that actually, that actual attorneys do, and on and on and on. And one of the little ladies there, I don't know if you heard, her telling me that one of the previous judges tried to bring that up for her as well, threatened to turn her in for the unauthorized practice of law, but never did it. And that was the judge, Atencio. Yeah, that's what she said. I just want to make sure I cite the correct judge. I like Judge Jefferson in Englewood, not because he's doing me any favors, not because he's doing something outside of due process. It's because he runs a very good courtroom, and in the interest of justice, he settles cases appropriately for people who have either pled guilty to victimizing someone, so in the course of restitution, or other ways that let's say the city wants money that they're never going to get out of the homeless community, those turn into money-only cases, which means that they can no longer be sentenced to jail. And then the parameters of the conditions of a money-only case are worked out without the threat of going to jail. So that includes community service. It could include a very small fine that my nonprofit's willing to pay. That judge does the right things. And that is exactly what those people were talking about in electing him. So they want to keep their judge. That's why their city charter is written the way it is in Englewood, so that they have a judge independent of the city government bullshit, bribes, and everything else that go along with that. And I think he does a nice job. And I would say that even if and when I'm standing in front of him being charged with some bullshit municipal ordinance in Englewood, who knows? But hey, do we think that the Englewood City Council is doing better than Sheridan? So far, because those people have been making public comment for quite a while. However, we shall see now what they decide to do with their public comment, right? They're going to start changing their rules of procedure and all this bullshit. So people that they don't want to hear from don't talk, just like Sheridan did. And I was getting that in the last like 10 seconds of my talk, but apparently I ran over. There was some interesting little things going on with the clock in there, but whatever. This is why I don't go to these. They don't care. They'll do nothing. And they'll wait to see if it just kind of goes away. And if, you know, she comes back and sues us, oh well, who cares? It's not our money. We've been sued before, you know, whatever. That's who we elect to office. But interestingly, one of the public commenters tonight was commenting on the amount, on the low amount of non-registered voters in Englewood. It's less than 4%, and the national and the county average was like 23%, and the state average was like 28%, and national average was like 30% of the population are not registered voters. But it's super low in Englewood. It's like 3.8% that they're saying aren't registered to vote. So they're questioning some of their election processes, which, hey, yes, absolutely. And if it involves redress and you're not getting those answers, you know, they want to recall some people. So, hey, the only change the government does is turn worse. We've seen it. We're living through it. We know it. Amen, Irish Rover. Thank you very much. All right, you guys. Well, I got just one more stop to make here. So I'm going to start saying goodbye. And if anyone has any questions, let me know real quick. I can answer them. It's been a very long day, and I'm still dealing with Jesse. Thankfully, Jesse is now in the care of the mortuary that I chose, that I've been incredibly pleased with. A Better Place. It's called A Better Place. Buffering. As I was saying, Jesse is where he needs to be, okay? And hopefully that cremation takes place this week and I can bring him home and get some peace there. I got a wonderful, well-documented email today from the detective from the Fentanyl Investigation Task Force that's been assigned to Jesse's case, who tells me that he will give me weekly updates on what they have discovered. Is asking me for a little bit of help if I can give it. I'm going to try. Things are a little rough this week, and I'm probably going to be taking a couple weeks off again. So, but it is a very refreshing thing that is happening with this one little thing going on with the Denver Police Department, in that I got a sergeant from the, I need to pull up here a little bit, from this task force to get in contact with me and tell me, you know, there was a couple mistakes made. Here's why. It's because we're new. These are things we're doing. This fentanyl investigation task force, you know, we want to get better. We're honed in on fentanyl because of, you know, all these federal dollars that came here to Colorado to prosecute this stuff. So they kind of missed some steps with Jesse. However, in this email today, and I'm talking publicly about this because, well, because I can. And the man is dead and he's got no family. So they said that they found what was suspected to be methamphetamine in his possession. And today they told me that they did go ahead and send it to the lab, which I think they should have done to begin with. They acknowledged that they should have done that to begin with. They owned up to why that didn't happen and what steps took place for why it didn't happen. And it was a very good, intelligent conversation with this sergeant. So there's little glimmers of intelligence and hope in the Denver Police Department. Here we go, yay. So the detective now assigned to that case is the one that's going to communicate with me and follow up. And in this email today he sent me, he told me that they did get the results of that test, and they said that it was just methamphetamine. So that doesn't mean that there weren't other drugs on board with Jesse. So they have requested any autopsy or toxicology, and that's anywhere in the time frame of 12 to 18 weeks. So we are on going into week 6 now. Thankfully, Jesse is no longer in the medical examiner's office. I just, not that I got the feeling he wasn't in proper. I just get government the fuck out of it. Just get it out of it. So we're going to pay for Jesse's cremation, and the nonprofit is, and that's that. And I bought a urn necklace, an owl, because I like owls and they're very wise. And I'm going to take Jesse with me some days in that necklace. And they're going to fill that for me when I go pick him up. So that'll be good. And I might ask the mortuary if they'll let me live stream it. And I don't want to be live streaming in the middle of a private business where people are trying to deal with death and grief. So maybe they'll, make me an appointment to where I can just come and film that and pick him up. So, yeah. I really need this closure with Jesse. I just do. It's been really, this shouldn't have happened. Just shouldn't have happened. And maybe if I find out in the end, and I hope I can trust, maybe Jesse did. Maybe he just died of natural causes. Maybe the drugs had nothing to do with it. I don't know. I just want to think that, he just passed away quickly and peacefully and was in no pain. So, but he was by himself. I don't know. Maybe he wanted it that way. He might have wanted it that way. So, at any rate, I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you guys for being in here. If you want to help replenish those funds that we're using to cremate Jesse, that would be much appreciated. And all the ways to donate are in the About section. Hopefully the mods have put some of those links in here tonight. And hopefully that next live stream will be of us going to get Jesse. Okay? That'll be a good day. So, all right, everybody. Go do something good for someone. Just go find someone living on the streets in a safe situation for yourself, of course, and go get to know them. Just understand, see what's going on, see what you can do. See what you can do without government, okay? So, Clinton, thank you for the Linktree link that he just posted. It has all the ways to donate. Everyone that gave tonight in Super Chats, thank you very, very much. It is very much appreciated. And I'm sorry I don't always watch the chat to be able to catch those right away. But your generosity is very appreciated. So thank you, everyone. Thank you to all my friends that came tonight. There are good people in Englewood. I know there are good people in Englewood. I've met some good people in Englewood, and they're trapped. And some of these lifelong residents that are trying to fight to save their city and the Republic, keep going, keep going. And those of you that are homeless and have been criminalized outside of Englewood and are getting help elsewhere, yeah, it's rough. Real quick before I close, not good news about Cowboy today. Guess what? That housing opportunity, not going to happen. He doesn't qualify for it. And guess who it's through? Catholic Charities. I shit you not. I shit you not. So I'm not going to go full on into that story right now, but we're back to square one with Cowboy. I can't get a hold of him. I'm not 100% sure Cowboy wants to be housed. To be totally honest with you. I've been honest with him about that before. However, when you keep getting hammered and told that, you know what, dude, you can't exist, you probably reach a point where you give up and go, you know what, I'll just live out here. Just leave me alone. And that might be where Cowboy's at. I don't know. Lots going on. But again, we had talked about Cowboy having a housing opportunity last week. Yeah, it's not panning out. And I actually talked to the location today. And why he was even there to begin with, yeah, I don't know. This is what I'm talking about. Denver, you suck. You just suck. So, at any rate, that's the scoop. Peace. Mwah. Till next time, guys. Take care.